Something strange is happening to me at almost every party I attend lately. The conversation's going well, I'm meeting interesting people, and then I say one word, and the conversation violently veers into the bog of awkwardness. I know this will happen, and yet I seem to be compelled to mention, I'm a librarian. Of course, my profession has never been well understood, despite the fact that nearly every American has used a library. But I don't think that's the root cause of the problem here. After all, no one knows what a finance bro does, but that doesn't stop them from carrying on a conversation. I would argue that's because we know who a finance bro is. Seriously, Brody, we know. The problem is no one knows who would be a public librarian. So let me answer that here before somebody says something truly ludicrous like, people even read anymore? Who is a public librarian? 4 fundamental traits. Trait 1. People with a plan B. When I ask my daughter if she wants to be a librarian, I get a resounding no. And I think that's because you never really start out wanting a career in libraries. All the good librarians I know are on their 2nd or 3rd career paths. In my graduate cohort, we had this eclectic mix of former gamblers and soldiers and bartenders and ex-Google employees who only really had one thing in common. They wanted to start over. To work in a library, you must be willing to do a job without many external rewards. The pay isn't competitive and there's not much status associated with the work. When libraries do produce benefits like lower crime rates, greater community health, and stronger economic growth, these benefits oftentimes go unnoticed by a community or attributed to others. This willingness to persist despite the lack of external rewards is something people pick up oftentimes when they're rebuilding in their own lives. And so it's no wonder they also pick up a library career. Trait 2, purveyors of punk phronesis, or put another way, sure we'll work security so your kids can read. The public libraries I've worked at have been shot, had rocks thrown at them, and been set on fire. There was a period of time where I knew multiple dispatchers on a first-name basis, and yet libraries are very, very safe. And that's because of the work of library staff. I've seen small women talk down really big guys. I've seen librarians give looks that made career felons get up and leave. If there's one thing you know about librarians, it's shh. That's because part of the job of being a librarian has always been about securing the space. We believe that a safe space with self-directed learning can truly save a life. Trait 3, members of the Antisocial Social Club. I love the effervescent energy of streetwear brands. And one brand in particular, I think, really stumbled upon the perfect description of a library. The brand Antisocial Social Club really captured that community, even if it kills us attitude carried by most library staff. Library staff deeply value community while simultaneously being very private people. That means they're not likely to throw a game night in their own lives, but more than up for throwing a game night here at the library. They'll be quiet during most hours, but effervescent and energetic when called upon to be on the storytime stage. In fact, I don't like being on video, and yet here we are. It's a big, scary prospect to truly welcome anyone in your space, but it's also a wonderful thing. The more people I meet and the more stories I hear, the more I believe we aren't as divided as we claim. People in our community can hold common values, fight for similar goals, and are capable of amazing things. They're also capable of holding the same plain truths. Trait 4. Champions of capital T truth. I know this is going to go in the face of private equity. Sorry, Brody, but I don't believe you can purchase truth. Sure, I can be influenced by things. Sure, I can believe things, oftentimes with very little evidence. I can get caught up in an ad because my beliefs come and they go and they morph over time. And sometimes they just fall away. And what we're left with is truth. Those things we cannot change. A baby buffalo can run faster than me just hours after birth. I cannot draw a life-sustaining breath in the vacuum of space. Every book that we collect, we hope, can be a pathway to connecting with a core truth. Sure, we live in weird times full of relativism, post-truth culture, and the distrust of others. Yet I still believe that reasonable people can hold differing beliefs and the same core truths. Sure, humanity is messy and unfair, but if we protect truth, I believe we can always work together. In April, we celebrate the 17,000 public libraries run by 78,000 employees. If you meet one of these wonderful library employees in the wild, remember 2 things. 1, these are amazing people doing wonderful work, often with very little praise. And 2, work is weirder than you can imagine. So ask them about their stories.